Welcome back, y'all. What's happening out there in WBB land? We are back with another video, and this is a 12-part series highlighting each team for the upcoming 2025 WNBA expansion draft. Each video will highlight one team, project their protected six players, as well as project who Golden State will take from their team. Without further ado, let's get it popping. The Dallas Wings are up, and they are one of the most interesting teams headed into not only this expansion draft, but this offseason. Of course, the big news out of Big D, they land Paige Bueckers, the superstar, the franchise changer out of Connecticut. And I think this changes a lot of things, folks. This changes what they're going to do with Satou Sabally potentially. Could she want to stay there now that Paige Bueckers is coming to town? A starting lineup of Paige, Arike, Satou, Tierra, and maybe Maddie. That's a pretty nice squad. Do I think that's title ready? No, but it's certainly competitive. And frankly, now that they got the first overall pick, Curt Miller can be a little bit more shrewd, as they are sure to core Satou Sabally. And if he doesn't like what somebody's offering, trust me, there's going to be plenty of offers. And if they never get what he is looking for, he says, okay, we're going to run this one time, because guess what? We can core you next year too. So I think Dallas is in a really interesting spot as far as the landscape is concerned. But as for the players they protect, I think this team looks like Washington from a sense that Golden State is going to get a pretty nice asset, and I think they're going to play coming up here in the 2025 season. But let's go ahead and start. Of course, they're going to save the obvious ones. Arike is a save. Satou, like I said, she's a core and a save. We got Maddie Siegrist. She's a save. And I think that's a player to watch out for in 2025. I expect big things. I expect a much bigger role. I like her game a lot. High upside. We got Tierra McCowan, Sweet Tea. She's going to be back. We got the rookie, JC Sheldon. She's going to be back. And then it comes to that sixth pick. And this is where things get really interesting, because there's a lot of different ways you can go. But let's run through these players here. You got the 9th overall pick from last year, Carla Late, the French point guard. Super good player, super high upside, super potential. Although she's French, she's young, you don't know when she's coming over. You have Awak Kouir, a former number 2 overall pick, still extremely young. She didn't play last season. Will she be back? Golden State might like to take a look. You got Stephanie Suarez, another lottery pick from a couple years ago, has battled injury for the first couple years. And then you got Kalani Brown, who's kind of like a really nice staple backup 5 that's very dependable. And that's also not even talking about Lou Lopez-Sénéchal, who hasn't really even seen the court, or Jaylen Brown. So you have a lot of players here. And there's a lot of different directions you can go. I think, seeing as Curt Miller is the new GM, if there's one thing we know about Curt Miller is he loves his bigs. So that's why I think that 6th protection will be the former lottery pick, Stephanie Suarez out of Iowa State. I think she's young. I think she's worth the speculation. Not to mention that Golden State will only be able to pluck one of these players. So you're going to get a lot of stuff back. While you don't want to lose maybe a Kalani Brown or a Carla Late, you have to be willing to lose something. And I think, as far as upside goes, speculation, how many years out this team probably is, I think Suarez is the pick, which means the Golden State Valkyries on the clock. And I do think they go with that very solid piece in the middle. I think they are going to lean heavily on going front court players, dependable veteran front court players that can give you solid production. And of course, I'm talking about Kalani Brown is a Golden State Valkyrie. Come on down. I think this pick makes a lot of sense. Like I said, dependable. Game seems to be improving each of the last 2 seasons. Throw her in there, give her more of a starting role potentially, depending on who else you get in free agency. I think this is a very good pick for Golden State. And as far as Dallas is concerned, you get your draft pick back from last year. You still retain the rights to a Watt career. You retain your other young assets, and you hit that free agent market. See if Paige Beckers might be able to lure anybody else over. I will be very fascinated to see who they end up hiring to fill that vacant head coaching position. But that's where I see the Dallas Wings.